we can. I told you, we have guests for you on the show tonight. As a matter of fact, Joel Kamadi is standing by, and he has two special guests. One of them is Henry Kalungi. Joel.
First of all, I want to congratulate Sharif Bogere for everything he's doing, and of course we do wish him the very best in his future endeavors. Now, my guest tonight, of course, debuted for the national team and played against Morocco in that game in 2011 before, in 2014 had a major knee injury that saw him ruled out for a bit. Went ahead to play for Richmond Kickers before joining Charlotte Independence, and now he's opening up something big, the Henry Kalungi Foundation. He joins me here tonight with a very, very special guest, his wife, Jacqueline. Henry, you're most welcome to NTV PRESSBOX.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
How are you having your holiday so far? Are you enjoying yourself? Have you even had time to relax?
I'll speak for myself and I'll let her speak for herself.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm home. And, you expect to come home and relax.
Yeah.
But before we come, we have a lot of projects going on.
Yeah.
So currently, our foundation has kept us busy. We haven't gotten a lot of time, but we enjoy what we do. And we love being around family, friends, and everyone. So we are thankful. And I don't know about her because home is in America.
Yeah. Jackie, how often have you been here, and what fascinates you every time you come back home?
So this is my third time coming here. Obviously, this is a time for family. We also do, the philanthropic work with our foundation. But speaking of home in America, I think they all need to work on their American accents a little bit more.
For the panelists, that's it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but we've enjoyed. We got to go to Markshin Falls up in northern Uganda and did a safari, and that was fun. I've never done that before.
Oh, it was the first time?
Yeah.
Uganda is beautiful, I tell you.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's
yeah.
amazing. We're going to talk about your foundation, both of you, in a little bit. But just to start us off, Henry, the AFCON was last year.
Yeah.
And a little bird whispered that, you had actually hoped to play in that AFCON last year. You talked to a few people, maybe things didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
Are you still, hopeful of making a return to the national team?
I'm trying to sit with my family and we make some big decisions because this year we took a step back. I've been working a lot on a lot of things. I'm a U.S. citizen now, and but I'm Ugandan. So they have been working on a lot of things and, started because normally we think that soccer is about what we do on the field, football, but it's bigger than that. So my family and I, with the support of my wife and all my entire family, we have sat to see what is best for me going forward. So we have an academy in America. We are working on things to set up things here. So I have a lot of decisions to make, but the national team is the national team.
Yeah.
There's no entitlement.
Yes.
So you have to be there. And I'm not the person that is always there to beat myself down if something doesn't work out. Yeah. So I love my country, and she always tells me that you have a big heart for your country, and my family does the same. But I support my country. My teammates, they are my brothers. So if they go and do well, and I congratulate them on having a better tournament this year. And I was watching and supporting them all the way. We reached where we reached, and hopefully next year can be better. So I don't know what God has in store. I can't say, hey, I'm done with the national team or this is this. No, I'm just thankful to be here and thankful for what God has for us.
I wanted to ask Jacqueline, would you want to see him back in the national team? Or would he take too much of his time?
That's a loaded question. Really, I think in our marriage, we're super supportive of each other.
Yeah.
So if he wants to play, great. If he doesn't, more time for me. But it's okay. Yeah.
Henry, you're in a place, and you'll stay in a place where structures are everything when it comes to sports development.
Yeah.
While it's not the same back here. What do you think we're not doing right, and what can be done?
I've already spoken to a lot of people, and that's why my family, we want to make a difference. That's why we have our foundation. We want to use our foundation to be able to make a difference. When you look at our clubs, for example, even the national team. We have youth national teams. And I was talking to some friends and I'm like, what do we consider here in Uganda? For example, when we bring in a coach, what are we considering?
Yeah.
Because when we have Coach Bobby, he has his style. When you bring in Mitchell, he has a different style.
Yeah.
Then you bring in Coach Sabre, he has a different style. Now you have Coach McKinstry, who has also a different style. As a country, what's our identity? We need to identify ourselves where we think, Uganda, this is our style. Now, before we bring in a coach, what's our style?
Yeah.
You know, instead of always adopting to the coaches coming in. So our youth teams have to be able to develop. We develop them, we know. Now, this kid is 12 years old.
Yeah.
When he's 14, we are grooming him to do ABCD. But we need to figure out that. But America is a first world country. You know, we have facilities here and we have shows in them.
Yeah.
They are not protected.
Yeah.
So we gotta respect sports a little more because it gives a lot of us opportunities to be who we are.
Let's speak about what majorly I think you're doing right now, which is the Henry Kalungis Foundation. And I don't know if I should start with you, Jacqueline. When it all started, you were concentrating more on children and women. Just give us a brief of what it's about, the foundation.
Right. So the foundation obviously started with the background of, we call it soccer, you call it football here. But it started with that. I know we have a heart for children and families. My heart is very much so children and women. They're kind of the more vulnerable in the families. So those who don't have, you know, God has really blessed us with what we have. So our focus is to provide basic needs and, you know, eventually sustainability. That way we'd be able to help families in a better capacity than what we do now, which, you know, we help, we do our projects, we provide, you know, soap, sugar, oil, other things like that, reusable pads with our women's conference. But in order to sustain that, you know, we're working on a bigger project. So that's kind of like the basis and gist of it. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Henry, she talked about the reusable pads, and I know we were talking about it with you earlier. It's a big problem right now in Africa, more so, where, you know, women and girls more especially can't be in school for such things that you know, we consider, you know, petty, but they're not. How's that going on?
First, I won't pretend that I'm a woman. I don't know what it means.
I wanted to be from it.
You know, when we came, her first year, a lot of women came and they're like, hey, you know, we struggle ABCD. How can you make a difference? So when we went back to America, through our friends, we did research. There's some friends that have been on mission trips. They were able to tell us, actually, because if you give pads, they won't last for a month. They'll be gone. What can we do to make a permanent change? So they told us how to make those reusable pads. We met with some friends. He led the group, and we made these pads. Gave them to the women in the village during the conference, and then when we went back, most of these women asked us, "Can we learn how to make it ourselves?" Then we can make small groups where we can try to make them once in a while. So this year our focus was on making sure we provide material to these women during the women's conference and educate them a little more on things like their bodies, how to do certain things. I wasn't in the conference because it's a dancing topic, so I let her take care of it and take care of it with other friends. And but we provided the material to make them. So our plan is to continue doing this to make a permanent change in their lives and continue providing where we can. And we have big projects this year. This year we are actually buying 14 acres of land. And on these 14 acres of land, we plan to have a school. We plan to have a hospital.
Where's that happening?
We are starting in Bulemezi.
Okay.
Yeah, so we plan to have sports facilities on this land because we want to get kids off streets. There's a lot of talent. We worked with a few kids, and it's unbelievable how talented they are. So we hope to continue making permanent change in their lives through our foundation.
All right. Somebody was asking me on Twitter
Yes.
if you're still actively playing football. I'll hold on to that. Let you hold on to that answer because
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Jackie maybe one final question. If people wanted to support this cause, how do they get in touch? How do they get to you?
Sure. So we have our website, which is the henrykalungifoundation.org. And if they want to donate monetarily, we have a PayPal on there. We also have social media, which Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We also have our email, which is the henrykalungifoundation@gmail.com. So those are the best ways to get in touch with us. Any donations, clothing, shoes, soccer, volleyball gear, or money.
Whatever comes.
Let me be blunt.
Fantastic.
And before you finish that, I'll add
Yeah.
on a little bit.
Okay.
Everything that comes to our foundation,
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
goes in making a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't make any money
we
off
don't
of
make
this.
anything. We use even our own funds to make
Yeah.
sure everything is running well. And we use a lot of family and friends to make sure we can make a difference together. So people that can't donate money, they can donate other things. We always welcome ideas. People that want to come and volunteer to work with us to make a difference. So it's
And
not,
prayers too.
And
Yeah.
prayers, yes. So
All right, so back to the question before I let you go.
Yes.
Someone was asking
Yeah.
your journey through Richmond Kickers
Yeah.
to Charlotte Independence, I understand now, but
Yeah.
I'll throw in mine as well.
Yeah.
What do you make of the current Uganda Cranes squad,
Yeah.
and are they on the upward trajectory?
I feel like every time there's a change, or people go and talk, first of all, we need more professionalism.
Yeah.
Because my issue has been like there's a lot of people when they come out. If you're a pro, you have to express yourself.
Yeah.
You have to come out and say what's on your heart. So if I'm not happy about something,
Yeah.
I have to say something.
Yeah.
But normally we have a tendency of the people that say things we want to hear,
Yeah.
we want to keep those. We have to be able to live with people that come out and say what's on your mind,
Yeah.
because there have been a lot of players that can come out and say what's on their mind, and then those are considered to be they are misbehaving.
Yeah.
So we need to develop some more professionalism. But I love how we have been playing, how the players are taking themselves. But maybe one thing also I would say, as soccer players, we have a big platform. All athletes, and Sharif being here, I also want to congratulate him on his success, because we have to support each other.
Yeah.
But soccer is not only about football that we play and that's it. And we have to teach this at an early age. We have to teach people how to make a difference in their communities. If you're a role model in your community, what have you done to make a difference? And it has to also come into FUFA, big organizations. I've never seen when they give out awards, a top scorer, player of the year, where they give humanitarian of the year.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
who has gone back in his community to make
Yeah,
a
and given-
difference,
yeah, given back, yeah.
So we need to encourage people to be able to go back and give to their communities where they come from. And that's where I'm trying to be different, because I've made a lot of my friends who have been like, thank you so much, you have said the Baha'i, but I'm not doing it to get credit. You have to have the heart to do these things to impact others. But the national team is doing well, and I hope we can continue building on that and make a difference, not only on the field, but in the community too.
Henry, Jacqueline, it's been an absolute honor having you on the press box, and thank you. All I can say is thank you for what you're doing back in your community with the Henry Kalungi Foundation. We're looking forward to hosting you again, maybe when you come back, because I heard you're not here for the longest of periods. You're going back soon. But we do hope we can have you and have an update as well when you guys return for holiday again as well, I guess.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
you,
having us.
Joel, for having us.
All right, fantastic. So earlier we did ask you what sporting event you're looking forward to come 20